Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's Brenda over here at B.laster, and today I am working on the Scrappy 8 challenge for October, and the prompt is Nostalgic Memory from Kristin, and she prefers that we use a photo of ourselves if possible. And so I had two colors left, and I did do the video where I did the colors, but I accidentally erased it when I was cleaning off my phone because I don't have room on my phone anymore, and so I think I accidentally deleted it. But I did pick the color turquoise, which works for anything because it's just going to be kind of like the background. So turquoise or yellow, it didn't matter because it was just going to be the background anyway. But I did get turquoise, and then that got me thinking about different parts, and the color got me thinking of different times in my life and everything. Which brought me to the 80s. And so I changed my mind from the heavy metal era, which was mostly 90s, I think, to the 80s. And there's other factors involved too, which I'll go over at the end if I have enough time. If not, I'll just insert text as I go, depending on how much memory I have on my phone. That's how bad it's getting. All right, so turquoise is my color. And like I said, I'm just going to do a background. You're probably barely going to see it. I've already printed out my 80s picture, which is this one. And yeah, so I'm going to get started on this. I'm going to be quiet and just go to town. And oh, a lot of glare there. Sorry. And then we'll just go from there. All right. So hold tight. All right, so I kind of wish I didn't do turquoise over the whole thing and kept under here white so you could see it a little bit better. But you guys get the gist of it, I think, right? I did choose the era of the 80s, and I'll real quickly tell you why. Because in the 80s, I realized I graduated high school, I became a mom, I got my first real job, not restaurants or fast food, but a real job. So much happened in the 80s. Also moved out here to California. Started my job at Lens Crafters. Like the 80s was a good time, a good span of years for me. So that's why I decided to choose it. So yeah, and what I'll do is I'll show, here's a couple more pictures from the 80s that just a couple that I was going to choose from. And because I was wearing turquoise, and then that with me by the truck, that was my first real job. I drove a bread truck. And I also worked the day old bread store. They had the thrift store with the day old bread. I worked that. And then I also drove the truck when the route men were off. I think it was Wednesdays and Sundays. So I had to go to all the stops and make sure that the bread was pulled up to the front and filled and all that kind of stuff. So I did that. And then, of course, like I said, I became a mother. So I had my oldest daughter at the beginning of the 80s and my youngest daughter at the end of the 80s. And then I also started working for Lens Crafters. And yeah, moved out here to California, my home state. So 80s was a good time. It was a good time. And I also graduated from high school. I think I said that already. Yeah, I graduated from high school. And I'll put my graduation senior pic in here also. Um, and then here is my heavy metal one that I was going to use originally. And this was more in the 90s. Okay, this was after I was already out here in California. But that's it. Thanks for joining me for the Scrappy 8 challenge. And I'm pretty sure you guys know what this is supposed to be like, right? Do I have to tell you? Well, in case I do have to tell you, it is supposed to be like one of my favorite videos from Aha, Take On Me. And then that's also from the 80s, and that's also a song that's dear to me because anytime my daughters and I would take a road trip, we would play that and we'd all sing along like we knew what we were doing, or that like we really sounded good. Anywho, that's it. Thanks for joining me, you guys. And if you do the Scrappy 8 challenge, make sure you use the hashtag Scrappy 8 2025. And I'll see you guys on the next video. All right. Love y'all. Just